College isn't just about studying, it's also about overthinking everything at 2 a.m. One day, you're motivated, the next day, you're questioning all your life choices, deadlines, pressure, expectations, and somehow everyone else seems to have it figured out. They don't. By the way, campus therapy is a space where we talk about all of this honestly. Real conversations, real struggles, real solutions. Because figuring life out shouldn't feel this confusing. This is Campus Therapy by LevelUp Events.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Neha Surti. I am a soft skills and behavioral skills trainer. I'm from Mumbai. And today's topic that we'll be covering is comparison is silently destroying your progress. Um, Now, when we talk about comparison, let me start with an example. When I started my career, I was only 18. I was studying and I got a job after my second year and I decided to quit studying and I took up the job. And now I have like a beautiful life where I'm traveling all over the world, uh, you know, uh, getting the best of the things. At this time, all my friends are still studying. Most of them are engineers, so of course they have a lot of more years to go. So now, if I put myself in their shoes, I will envy Sneha because she doesn't have to study, she's traveling all over the world, and she's so lucky. And these are the things that will go on in my mind. So I'm talking from their perspective. Now what happens is, uh, after a few years I happen to quit my job because of some health issue, and now the tables have turned. So now, my salary has dropped significantly. I'm looking for another job which kind of matches what I'm expecting. However, at this point in time, my friends are doing well. They are doing what I was doing when they were studying. And at this point in time, we have switched places. So, am I supposed to feel the same way how they must have felt? I did not look at it from that lens. I was very happy for them because they deserved it. Also, it's not about envying them, or it's not about comparing my life to theirs. All I thought of was that our lives are different. So this is something that we need to remember. Um, that we cannot, it's as simple as comparing apples to oranges. You cannot compare your life to somebody else's because it's different, it's destined differently. um, for instance, if I am when they were in chapter number 2, I was in chapter number 20. So this is how we look at life. Another thing is, some people become CEOs at the age of, say, 30, some at 50, and some may never. So we need to understand how to accept whatever life gives and remember that everything is written. Your brain it evolves over time. So it creates like a system that neurologists call a social comparison mechanism. It is like a built-in radar that kind of constantly keeps scanning the environment. And for example, let's take social media. If I am on any of the social media platforms, let's take Instagram. If I am on Instagram, I am looking at my friends' stories and posts. 90% of the stories or posts are happy. They are about occasions, or they are about something that they are celebrating, or something that they want to share with you. And nobody's going to share sad moments with you on social media. So this is how we perceive these things, and when we look at these things, we feel like, oh wow, she's gone to this country, or she's doing so well, oh she's so fit, or this is how we compare. This is how our brain works. So it kind of genuinely makes us believe what we see. Well, most of the time, these things are also made up. For instance, a lot of influencers, They make up things to make you believe that whatever they have around them is the best. However, we know what happens behind the scenes. So that is what it is. It's about comparing apples to oranges. Um, Here, there are two things that come into the picture. One is dopamine and one is cortisol. Dopamine is the happy hormones, and cortisol is what makes you stress. So there are two types of comparisons. One is upward and one is downward. When we talk about upward comparison, it comes as, for instance, I'm comparing myself to someone who is better than me. So that is upward comparison, someone who's above you. This upward comparison could motivate me or it could crush me, because either I feel inspired or I could get jealous. So it may change or erode your identity. We need to remember that we are unique. All of us are unique. We don't want to imitate somebody, or we cannot imitate somebody, because it's like cloning somebody else. So that is about upward comparison. Then let's talk about downward comparison. Downward comparison does make you feel boosts your ego for a while, because here you're comparing yourself to people who are not doing better than you, people who are below you. However, this can also, on the contrary, make you feel guilty a little later. So out of these two comparisons, the one that is not very healthy is upward comparison, because this can actually demotivate you and uh, put you give you like a lower self-esteem. So this is something that we should avoid. The best way to compare, the best kind of comparison is you comparing yourself to what you were before today. For example, I can compare myself to what I was yesterday. I could ask myself if I'm kinder than what I was before, or if I am healthier than what I was before, or if I have grown, as compared to what I was before, or have I been able to face my fears that I could not face before? These are certain kind of comparisons that are healthy, and this is the only comparison that we should do, remembering that you're comparing apples to apples, because you cannot compare two different species, or you cannot compare two different DNAs. You need to compare two things that are identical, maybe evolved, but not something that is completely different. So that is what comparison is all about. And there is a trick to rewire this. This is something that I've tried and tested. Um, Anytime, you know, sometimes we can't help it. So the best way to rewire your brain is by digital detox is something that I have tried, where I had this habit of using my phone all the time. I could not live without my phone. I would even take my phone to the washroom when I would go, or if I was in another room and my phone was in another room, I would kind of get restless. So this is something that we need to figure out. And this is when I tried digital detox. I did not completely go cold turkey. I started keeping away from my phone. For instance, if I'm watching something, I'm not going to look at my phone. Or if I'm eating, I'm not going to look at my phone. Trying to distance myself from my phone. And that's when I realized that, okay, now after a certain amount of time, I can do a digital detox. And I set a timer on a lot of apps that was consuming a lot of screen time, Instagram being one of them. I would start watching reels, and I wouldn't stop. I'm very fond of animals. So, once you start watching something that you're fond of, you don't even realize how hours pass. So, I have this timer that happens to tell me how much time I have spent on a particular app or on the screen, and it gives me like a warning. And it also gives you options if you want to increase it for 5 minutes or 15 minutes or skip it for the day. Please do not skip it for the day. Try to control your urge and switch off the app, or put your phone down, because like we all know, screen time is unhealthy. So these are certain ways of not comparing yourself, and remembering that we all have a different graph. So your progress may come after some time as compared to your friends. So Don't worry about where you are in life, or don't worry about getting different or getting less marks, or things like that. I did not score well either in 12th as compared to what I got in 10th. I cannot compare myself because my brain is different as compared to others. So this is how you look at it. Thank you very much. All the best.